Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to go through the subject of sketchbooks. So primarily watercolor sketchbooks. So this is my favorite sketchbook. I work it, I use it, I don't care, I'm not precious about it. I have several. I buy them in twos, I buy them ahead because sometimes they get difficult to find. I usually purchase on Amazon. So I will link this in the description below. Everything's gotten higher lately. I mean, everything has gotten higher lately. So these are a little bit more expensive. Now I found another sketchbook that is similar. It's got a blue cover and it's by USA Art. I'll link that in the description below too. And it is similar. It has about the same amount of pages and I found one the same size. I like this square size, 8 by 8. They lay flat, you know, when you open them. Sometimes I have to clip, you know, put a, like a paper clip or a book clip to hold it open, which is okay with me, but it will lay flat and I can work across the page. This is just some extra paint I had, and I put, you know, this is what I do. I just put, you know, extra paint on there, and, you know, maybe later I'll go back and do some abstract work on it. I sketch my good compositions out and try to work out my, you know, learn how to draw. I learn how to draw. I learn about colors. I have swatches. I learn how to do my leaves. You know, sometimes I just mess around. I collage in them. I do mixed media in them. You know, I just have a lot of different things that I use my sketchbooks for. I you know, practice pattern work in them. I, you know, test colors and layering and glaze and figure out how my colors are gonna move. You know, this is just a good all-around sketchbook. Now, do I have uneven drawing? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But that's not what I'm using this sketchbook for. When I'm ready to put, say, this bird on, once I get everything worked out with my colors and, you know, my line work and my shadows, then I will go to a better paper. But I don't want to waste good cotton paper on just to see if I get my drawing right. You know, if I get my drawing right, then I might trace this drawing onto cotton paper and then, you know, work it out on cotton paper. But I'm not going to do that I'm not going to start on cotton paper. So these are how I get these. They come 2 to a pack, and the USA Art ones do 2. So if you can't find these are a little bit more expensive. I think these went up to like 30 for 2, which makes them about 15 bucks each. The USA Art is about 2 for 25, so they're a little bit less expensive. Another sketchbook I like, and you know, it is not expensive at all. And these are the Strathmore Visual Journal. This is the 140-pound watercolor. And it's pretty good. It's called the Strathmore Visual Journal. This is the 140-pound. I do the same thing in these. These are a little less expensive. I do swatches. And just working out things, working out my designs, practicing, just, you know, playing, you know, I'm not precious about it. If I just want to test a color, I test a color. This is the same thing, only this is a 90 pound. This is a bigger one. And sometimes when I want to go bigger with my strokes, I go to the 90 pound watercolor. And I go to this bigger 9x12 size. I love this sketchbook journal, and I love this paper. It's a little bit thinner than the 140 pound, but it seems to, and I could be wrong, it could be just me, it seems to dry more evenly and absorb the watercolors a little better. So I test my colors, I do tutorials in this, you know, I just play in this. So, you know, I make color charts in this and everything, you know, there's a color wheel to see how my mixes are working. I just am not precious about this at all. It is on the less expensive side, and so that is, you know, my take on sketchbooks. This sketchbook here is an Etcher sketchbook. Now, I'm really precious about this one, and it's like, I don't even want to go there because I don't want anything in there that's not good, because it's pretty good paper. And I started to, but then I thought, you know, so I have done just some playing and testing. I am more on the, you know, I want this to be a good painting. So I usually use these for things that I want to see how cotton paper, because this is 100% cotton, and I want to see how my colors are going to act on cotton paper. So that way I can see more how it's going to react on Arches paper, which is my favorite watercolor paper. So, and this is it. I pretty much only use Arches, but I only use it when I'm ready to do a painting. So that is something I am precious about, and I won't work in until I know how my paint and my painting is going to react on cotton paper. So that is, and I'll link this below. I'll link all the supplies I mentioned in the description below. And, you know, hey, if I was you, I would start with this cheap visual journal or an Arteza or USA art sketchbook and just go to town and have fun. So it will work on anything. So, you know, get you some cheap brushes, cheap sketchbook, cheap watercolors, but the better the watercolors, the more you're going to like your art. So even though I don't make precious paintings with great paper every day, I love the vibrancy of good paints. So we'll talk about paints in another video. So, but get you some cheap brushes, cheap sketchbook, and you don't have to have a lot to get started. So thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate you coming in and looking at this. Stay tuned. Go back and watch some of my other videos. I'll link another video below or in the iCards and at the end of the video. More about comparing these Arteza sketchbook. But, you know, hey, start off cheap and learn to love watercolor. Talk to you later. Bye.